All right, hey, it's Friday afternoon in the ATL metropolitan area. And it's a little rainy, a little iffy out there, so it is what it is.
No, it stopped over here.
But we may get it a little bit more. But anyway, who are you again?
The ball when the goal went, John. Cauterized Lawson, what's up, my jiggers?
Oh my gosh,
Hey, I was just listening to that song.
really? Okay, well,
Can't help it.
I can help it because I'm Brent Leary.
Jay-Z in the house.
And I'd just like to say right off the top for this show, I'm in a bit of mourning.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All good things do have to come to an end. Great things.
Okay, is this like for real mourning, or you just?
The greatest defensive tackle of all time has just retired. Aaron Donald, 10 years, raised a Ram, only a Ram, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, 8-time first team All-Pro. Aaron Donald announced his retirement today. I'm feeling a little melancholy, but I will press forward.
Man,
I will press on.
I'm trying to give a shit.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Usually when these people start coming on and praising you, but that is what it is.
Wow.
That is what it is, folks.
The attack of the fan base. Wow.
That was a boomerang. You came at me, I come right back at you.
Oh my gosh.
That's what Fridays are about, folks. We have fun. We let our hair down if we had any. We let it down.
Right.
Hey, it's Friday. You gotta have some fun, gotta have a little frolic, you gotta have maybe some debates, some controversy. I don't know, whatever.
Some drinks.
You have some drinks.
Could have some drinks. I don't have any drinks today.
All right. Oh, this has been one of those that I've actually been looking forward to.
Oh, what's that?
Oh, a couple of things that look, I'm going old school. I'm bringing back the clips. That's how good this is.
God.
Bringing back some clips.
Not the.
Oh no, I think you're gonna enjoy this conversation.
All right.
I'm going to set up this conversation. Oh, I have no doubt. I'm going to set up this conversation with this first clip here.
Okay.
Speech on the platform is up. Do you believe that X and you have some responsibility to moderate hate speech on the platform? That you wouldn't have to answer these questions from reporters about the Great Replacement Theory as it relates to Democrats?
I don't have to answer these questions.
The Great Replacement Theory as it relates to Jewish people. Do you think that?
I don't have to answer questions from reporters. Don, the only reason I'm doing this interview is because you're on the X platform and you asked for it. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I would not do this interview.
So you don't think? Do you think that you wouldn't get in trouble or you wouldn't be criticized for these things?
I'm criticized constantly. I could care less.
Hi everyone. Elon Musk is mad at me, and I just put out a statement about what happened between him, me, and the interview that he is apparently so upset about. But make no mistake about this. This is going to be my first episode of the Don Lemon Show this coming Monday, March 18th. So make sure you tune in.
Don, your severance from CNN, $24 million.
I think it was.
Maybe.
Yeah, we think so.
Go to Italy, bro. Go enjoy your life.
I couldn't have said it any better myself.
He can't. Can't.
If somebody gave me 24 million, do you think I'd be sitting and getting embarrassed by some billionaire?
You think he got embarrassed?
It didn't look like he was doing too good with that interview.
Oh, no, I don't think he got embarrassed.
It didn't even look like Muskie wanted to be there. I don't even know why he was there to begin with. I mean, this whole thing is so stupid.
So let's flip that question. If you're the richest man in the world, would you be sitting down doing interviews with people?
You wouldn't be seeing me anywhere except on my private island.
So I mean, come on. Let's not flip that on Don. Let's flip that on, Elon.
And you can flip it on both of them.
I could. That's what I did. I was like, both.
But the guy getting trashed. Well, Don, you're the one that asked for it. I mean, he made him look. Look, I'm not a Don Lemon fan, and I'll be the first to admit it.
Yeah, right.
I'm not an Elon Musk fan. I'll be the first to admit that too.
Right.
But for some reason, I was so interested in this because, quite honestly, they both look like idiots at this point.
But we haven't seen the whole interview yet.
Well, you let me know because I'm not sitting around waiting for it.
Oh, I can't wait. This will be
March 18th. You know what?
He's trying to get ratings,
some like controversy, some some buzz, some all that kind of stuff.
It's like, dude, if he could get some of that, what was Shannon Sharp's ratings were through the roof.
Elon Musk should have just gone on Club Shay Shay.
Exactly. Maybe he will now.
Probably not, because Club Shay Shay is not on X or
Twitter, or formerly known as Twitter. Can we stop saying that first?
I just call it Twitter. So
I mean, you just call it
Twitter. I mean, well, first of all, I'm not even on it anymore. I still have an account that's open. I might be streaming it now because every time I do StreamYard, I think I automatically have that set. But I'm never on there. You don't see me posting anything unless it's from StreamYard. I mean, I can't stand what's become of that. But Don is so thirsty, apparently, that he is, I guess, okay with being made to look kind of like an idiot, because he's willing to hear that guy say, well, Don, you're the one that asked for this.
But
I don't have to answer any questions from reporters like you. I mean, damn, how bad can it? How bad do you want to look? Just to have people's attention.
Hold on. I mean, come on, man. I mean, it's a fair question if you're going to sit across from Don Lemon to have that question asked of you, isn't it?
First of all, I wouldn't even sit across from Don Lemon. Okay, I don't know what he gets out of that, but
he sits down, and evidently he didn't say that there was anything off limits. So of course he's going to ask him about all the anti-Semitic crap that's been on, his platform.
Don asked some legit questions from at least that little snippet. Right. So I'm not questioning that.
Okay.
What I'm questioning is, you knew what kind of reaction you were going to get from this guy when you asked these questions. He's going to belittle you. He's going to make fun of you, and that's what a lot of billionaires apparently like to do. They like to, and they can get away with it. I'm just like,
we'll see.
Why is Don putting himself through this? He's got a nice severance.
He ain't got nothing else to do with his life right now.
I'd rather not do that. I don't want to go and get myself humiliated on all sorts of platforms and channels and things like that. All right, so Chris is coming in with his usual sarcastic stuff here. You guys could be the stars on a show called Facebook Lives I would never miss in a million years. Is that a compliment or something?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what he just said.
But you know what? There's always a sarcastic backlash to whatever Chris Green says. All right. I don't even know the dude, but I know that much about the dude. Brent looks like, now who's this? Brent looks like he's a CNN studio. I like this person. Who are you, Facebook user? I kind of like this person.
Yeah,
but
it's what it is.
But I'm just saying, do we? If you had $24 million, would you go and do something where you're going to get humiliated and demeaned just to get in front of a big audience?
Depends.
Come on, man, you wouldn't do it. I think I know you a little bit. I can't see you
going out $24 million.
No, I'm saying you already got 24 million. They said that first part, they said his severance was about 24 million from CNN.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if you already got 24 million in the bank, why sit in front of this dude that is going to humiliate you and try to make you look like an idiot and say things like, you're the one that asked for this, I didn't ask for it. I wouldn't do it. I'd take my 24 million and chill somewhere.
Honestly, I'd go toe-to-toe with them and let the chips fall where they're may.
There's no way you can win. It's his channel.
Here's the other thing. And you're putting, this clip had to come from Don.
Oh, of course, because he's promoting this.
Right.
Look, he's promoting his own humiliation
I
because
don't
he
think
wants
he's
the audience.
promoting. I don't think he looked humiliated to me. I don't know, but maybe that's. You know.
Look,
I
the
think.
way
I
that
think
dude condescended to him with that Don,
it
I'm
just.
not
He
paying
looks
for this.
petty. He looks petty to me.
And
You know?
Don looks kind of pathetic.
I guess maybe. I don't know. I didn't. That's not the vibe I got from that.
That's the vibe I got. Maybe I already had that vibe from Don.
That's what I'm thinking. I think you're a little bit. You know, I think you're a little bit slated there, but
Maybe, but I also do not like
but the
Musk
comment,
or whatever.
yeah, but
So,
the commenter kind of felt that way too. It's like, Don, why don't you go and get a
yeah,
life?
that's what I'm saying
know.
because he looks. It doesn't. The optics are not looking good. You're on.
We'll see.
You're coming to him. You're on his platform.
Yeah, so yeah, it's all about
yeah.
I
Do
mean,
something
definitely, he had to grovel to get there.
That's what I'm saying. Why grovel?
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know.
Don is what, like late 50s, although he looks like a kid still, but he's late 50s. He's got 24 million in the bank. He doesn't look like he's your
You
age.
don't look like no kid. You don't look like he's your age. What?
I think he's old. He might be older than you. I don't know. He's around that.
He's not that old. He's probably as old as
He's
you.
in that ballpark. But if he's got 24 million in the bank and he's a guy that's been around, have some dignity, man. You don't have to grovel when you have 24 million bucks. Mm-hmm. Happy Friday, Barb.
Happy Friday.
Nice to see you.
Let me see who this Facebook user was talking shit.
I like this Facebook user.
I'm talking shit about my
he's welcome or she's welcome anytime. I like that. Anya says, Ayana, excuse me. Don is enjoying this free press. If he gets the interview more views, that's
the way.
Why does he? But wait a minute. Okay,
media hound.
This is the big question, Ayana. He's already got 24 million in the bank. Why does he need more people?
Because he needs more eyeballs.
So humiliating yourself is worth that.
He misses it, bro.
Go do something. I mean, why humiliate yourself? You don't need to. I mean, are the views that important? If you've already got the money, he's got that's more money than he's gonna know what to do with in his life, right? So why humiliate yourself just to get a big audience, a big set of viewers? It's not really all that worth it if you've already got the cash.
He's Don Lemon. I mean, you act like you don't know this guy.
Ayana, $5 and $24 million is a slightly different problem altogether. That's what I'm talking about.
You act like you don't know who Don Lemon is, like you have not been following him for the last 10 years.
Well, first of all, I have not been following him.
I mean, and you didn't watch him on CNN?
Like 20 years ago, yeah. I mean, I didn't want.
But I'm just saying. Because
you know what?
Look,
you know why? You know why?
I'm just saying. You know Don Lemon.
But you know what? I'm just saying, if you got 24 million bucks,
you about Don Lemon,
dude,
putting himself out there,
spend some of that $24 million, buy your own platform, and not.
Plus, he just got a settlement.
Demean yourself.
Everybody talking about a settlement. That ain't a check, y'all. See, y'all, because you get a settlement don't mean you got the check.
Oh, he's getting paid.
He ain't got the check.
He's getting paid.
I get you. He ain't got the check yet.
I bet he has. He's been gone for what? This is why he's resurfacing. He probably couldn't do something for a certain amount of time, and now that time is coming to an end, and now he's resurfacing.
Yeah, it's like 6 months. You gotta do.
Yeah,
you gotta do your penance.
But why go and do something that's just going to demean and humiliate yourself? You know.
They paid out his contract, man.
You might as well just go get Cat Williams to come on and just cuss you out for 3 hours or something.
That would have been great too.
And you'll get more views.
Maybe you'll get Cat.
Yeah, maybe he can he can be the humiliated interviewer and go and find all these people that will trash him. And maybe as long as the views are there, that's worth it. I just don't understand, if you've got millions of dollars, why do you have to do stuff that you know is going to end up like that?
Oh, well.
No, Don. Would you go back to, would you have done it if you were in his position? Would you have done it?
If I was in his position, I wouldn't have asked that question like that. I would have definitely brought up the conversation, but I wouldn't have acted like some old news hack. I mean,
But
if you're
that's
gonna have
what
a
he did.
conversation, I know that's what I'm saying. I would have definitely done an interview with, if Elon Musk asked me, yo, will you do an interview? And he's like, yeah, shit, yeah, I'm sitting down.
Wait a minute. I don't think that's how it went down. I don't think Elon Musk has, hey, Don, you want
No,
to
no, I
interview
said
me?
if I asked Elon, that's why I changed it. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but
Okay.
but if I asked Elon to sit down to an interview, I would definitely do the interview. Why wouldn't you do the interview? So, but I think that Don, and that's what I'm saying. It's out of context. So I want to see how they got to this point where, or was Don just being a dick? Which it's probably Don being a dick because he wants to try to ask the
I
hard
mean,
question kind of thing.
what? But why would you do an interview if you aren't willing to ask tough questions?
I don't mind you asking the tough questions, but it depends on how you got there.
I think this guy minds the tough questions. He minds the questions that he doesn't want to answer.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't. I mean, that's what I'm saying. He should have taken the interview if he didn't know that was coming.
So this is my point. If you're Don and you've already
No,
got wait a minute, just let me finish. He's got 24 million in the bank,
all right.
and
But
you
what I
want
don't
to
know what the 24 million has to do with it.
because you don't look, you don't people who don't need to work don't work.
That's not true. Look, you're talking to a guy that's working right now. That's the richest man in the world on a damn interview.
But he doesn't
How
need
do
to
you
work.
keep bringing up Don's 24 million when you got the richest man in the world sitting across from him? They're both working.
Because the richest man in the world is the one who's got
Whatever.
all the control
Let's
in
remove
this
the
particular
24 million
in this
from this.
particular. No, you can't
Why
because
not?
Don does not have to work.
Neither does Elon.
But I'm just saying, Don is the one that asked for the freaking interview, and he's the one getting humiliated. Why ask for the thing? Why ask for humiliation when you don't need it? You don't need it. You can go
Was
and get
he
all
asking
the
for
food.
humiliation?
Didn't you?
That's what
If
I'm
you're,
saying. I got to see
he
how
is
this. I got to see.
absolutely, he is
I think
absolutely asking for.
you've jumped
He
way
is
over before
absolutely asking
seeing
for
the
humiliation
actual,
if he's asking to interview that guy and wants to ask those kind of questions. Absolutely. He's asking for it. He got it. Now, he also may get a big audience and maybe get a pop. Let's put it like this. He's saying this will be the premiere of my new show, which will get a lot of hype. But after this, ain't nobody watching it because there's not going to be that kind of person unless he gets, I don't know, like people that most people wouldn't be able to get. I don't know.
I don't know, Ayana. If you get 24 million and you have to, and you
that's what I'm
have
saying.
to work,
You,
then you got issues.
then that's you got financial problems.
Yeah,
you
need to work that shit out.
Yeah. That's the only thing that made my antenna go up. It's like, why are you doing? I can see if you're living hand to mouth and you need to make this thing work, then you do whatever you need to. But at this point in his life, he shouldn't be in that particular circumstance. That's my big.
Well, here's the thing. Let me ask you a question then.
Yeah.
Hey, if you don't have to work, then what is the fear of going out there and doing something that might turn into something that would be, a less than. See, it's a fact that he doesn't have to work means that he doesn't have to kiss ass on an interview anymore.
But it feels like he does in order to, I guess, get the audience that, I guess he's so used to having that big CNN. Well, I don't know how big it was, but an audience. And he's been without an audience for a little while.
So
he might be jonesing for an audience. Maybe the Jones for the audience is bigger.
He gave him one.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. Is it better to have no audience or have an audience that is baked in with your humiliation?
It's like they always say, just spell my name right.
Do you really believe that?
Oh, I absolutely believe that.
Ayana, Barbara, Facebook user, Chris Green, is it better to be, I guess the broader question is it better to be known, even if it's for humiliation rather than not to be known?
It depends on if you want to be known. If you want to be known, then publicity is publicity, whether it's good or bad. You know,
That's what I hear, but I don't know about that. If you're
look,
known as an idiot, is that better?
it might get you the presidency. Either way you go. Well, either way you go. I'm not saying about either one of those candidates.
Well,
but you know,
okay,
hey,
we got
people
let's
talking.
see.
Get your people talking.
Let's see. SB, isn't this your buddy?
Yeah.
SB. Monday morning QB. I would have reworded the question and given him the chance to explain his stance on his stance.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a sellout, but hey, if it gives me the opportunity to do what I want to, then
yeah, I agree.
That's one way of looking at it.
I kind of really agree. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's like
Nah,
you
I
go
still
out
don't
there.
agree. I can understand, but I don't agree.
So you're just saying Don should go crawl under a rock somewhere because he's got 24.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying you can take that 24 million, build your own platform, do it in a way that makes you have more control over what you're doing versus
I think that's what the promise was.
The promise?
Yeah, that's the that was part of the promise that was made between him and the network.
I think this is what
X network.
I think whoever is running day-to-day operations of Twitter, I don't care. I'm still saying Twitter. They made a deal with Don because they're trying to. Some people over there are actually trying to create a space for diverse people and opinions, but the owner of Twitter doesn't care about that at all.
Well, then you can't do that if the owner doesn't care about it.
Well, I'm just saying, don't you think that was probably how it went down? Somebody representing Twitter probably.
He said that Elon made that promise to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, let me ask you a question then. Serious question. Why would Muskie promise anything to Don? What exactly does he really get out of? Because this is the power struggle right now. Is Muskie is up here because let's face it, money. He has money. He has the networks. He has the businesses. Don has his 24 million that he got from CNN kicking him off the air. So how does Don automatically become the same level as Muskie to the point where he's saying, well, yeah, Elon told me this and, we negotiate and we're partnering, which, because when you think of partnering, you think, oh, these guys are kind of on the same level. They're kind of equal. Come on, man. We know that's not the case. So what does Elon gain from partnering with Don?
I don't know, but it was put out there that they were partnering.
Who put it out there? I don't know.
It was put out there that he was partnering with X to get in front of that audience and to have that platform.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I don't think he was having those conversations.
But I'm saying in his rebuttal letter, he made it seem like that he was promised by Elon that he could do X, Y, and Z. And at some point, he had to talk to Elon to get the interview, right?
It sounds like somebody who is on Elon's, keeping Elon's calendar said, hey, this would probably be a good thing to do.
Nah, I don't think so, man.
Did you look at that guy? Did he look like he was into doing that interview at all?
We'll see.
I mean, we just based on that little snippet.
That could be the last minute before he walks off the stage.
That would be kind of interesting.
Yeah, that would be kind of interesting.
But
he didn't say he walked off.
No, he didn't. But then again, he's probably, well, you'll have to wait and find out.
I know. Well, I mean, but that's him just being,
right.
John.
I'm just saying, I guess maybe in the end it'll be worth it, but I don't think it's going to be worth it in financials. I think it's just.
Well, I don't know where the financials are coming.
I think it's just worth it in his ego of having views or something, or
That's
having an audience again.
that's what
Maybe that's it.
this is all about.
Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just he misses having an audience,
What do you
having
mean,
people react
maybe?
and respond.
What do you mean, maybe?
Well, I'm not directly in communication with him. I don't know.
I mean, obviously.
But I'm sure he's missing, having all those cameras on him, and he's
Absolutely.
doing all this stuff, and it's worth the possibility of being humiliated, which I think is he must not. I don't, like you said, I don't think he's worried about the money. I think it really is about all this. I want to be back in the game again.
I don't know.
It ain't worth it to me. I mean,
Let's talk about Kanye. He's number one again.
I don't know anything about Clown Ye or what he's doing, or
Oh man, you have not listened to any of his music.
I don't.
Anyway, never
what's
mind.
the point?
And I can't talk to you about it. I can't.
No, you really can't.
Yeah, I need to talk to somebody.
Clown Ye is Clown Ye.
Actually, is up on hip hop.
No, who cares about Clown Ye? Because I certainly don't.
He said Clown. Yeah,
that's what his name is, ain't it? Clown Ye West.
No, not really, but it's close enough.
It is what it is. All right, now here's the other part of this thing. So
God, back to Don.
No, this does not have anything to do with that. But we have one billionaire owning one of the main social channels, and here's a clip about another billionaire.
More clips, y'all.
Who is trying to get another huge channel. Check this one out.
Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin is here. He joins us now. There is so much to talk about: the markets, inflation, the White House's new budget plan, TikTok. You just closed the capital infusion deal for New York Community Bancorp. Former Treasury Secretary is the founder and managing partner of Liberty Strategic Capital. I think we should start with TikTok, because I think we're all trying to understand what's happening here, whether it should be banned, divested, or otherwise. And if it is divested, who may be a potential buyer?
Well, when I was Treasury Secretary, I chaired CFIUS, and CFIUS approved, and I had President Trump sign an order that TikTok had to be sold. And I continue to believe that. So I think the legislation should pass, and I think it should be sold. I understand the technology. It's a great business, and I'm going to put together a group to buy TikTok.
You're trying to buy TikTok?
I am, because this should be owned by U.S. businesses. There's no way that the Chinese would ever let a U.S. company own something like this in China.
You said, have you already put a group together?
Yeah, well, I'm working on it.
You're exploring a group.
I've spoken to a bunch of people, but
who would be part of your group?
I can't tell that to you now.
So, all right. So we already lost Twitter to a billionaire. Looks like the billionaires are starting to line up to get them some TikTok, because China has to sell it, or it's looking like China is gonna, ByteDance, not really China, but
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Oh, okay. I think that, well, they're already, if it passes the Senate, it's gonna happen.
I don't think that there's gonna be a lack of competition to buy it.
I like what SB says. Talk about a conflict. Yeah, it's got to be sold. Yeah, we got to, the security aspects, and it's we're willing to buy it. We're doing this for America. We're gonna buy it and save TikTok and all the data that China. Man, come on. So we're getting to a point where Twitter is already gone. One guy owns it. Now we're getting ready to go and see another of the major network, the major channels that everybody is. Well, I don't use it, but a lot of people are using. And now it's going to be potentially in the hands of another individual or a small group of people. And this is getting really bad. This is getting bad. This is getting bad. Because
talking about
all the major social networks are eventually going to be in the hands of individuals.
Well, they were all started in the hands of individuals.
Yeah, but we weren't all of us weren't using it. All of us weren't using it back then.
Facebook?
Well, it's a publicly traded company.
Okay, all right.
That's true.
That's what you're saying. since
I'm
it's not
saying right
publicly
now,
traded.
we're all these big networks that
So
everybody
who owns it now? Is it publicly traded right now?
Who? ByteDance?
Yeah.
Yeah, ByteDance is a private owned company in China.
Okay. All right. So it's going
In
from one
China.
private to another private.
Yeah, well, so I'm not saying it's like frying pan into the fire. I'm not saying it's a good thing that it's at ByteDance, but damn, does that mean it's just because ByteDance has to sell it? We sell it to individuals. I don't think that's a great idea either.
I mean, look, when it was up for sale last time, what? Who was it? Walmart was interested.
Yeah, Oracle.
Oracle
My buddy
was interested.
I'm posting this up here.
Larry
there
Ellis.
it is. Yeah,
Larry Ellison. Okay, so
Young
Oracle.
was just on our show yesterday.
And
Oracle is a
Walmart
publicly traded company.
So I mean,
but if it's bought by the individual, it's
going to get bought by the highest bidder.
Hey,
so
look,
if individuals are the highest bidder,
if it's bought by an individual, a company. At least the company has an advisory board and has certain shareholders that could push back. Individuals buying it, we see how that's working with Twitter. I'm just saying, another major channel in the hands of one or two people, I don't think that's a good overall thing.
It is what it is, bro. Quit crying.
I don't think
you don't have to use it.
I don't look. I'm not even on TikTok. I don't use it.
But
what I'm saying is, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like democracy when we're at, if a billionaire who owns one of these channels that hundreds of millions of people are on every day, he wakes up with a crick in his neck and is mad and says, you know what, do this.
But he hasn't done that.
Oh, what's his face? You haven't noticed. This is why I got off of Twitter.
Well, I wasn't on it.
All of a sudden, all the notifications were, Elon posted this. I'm like, why do I care? I'm not even following the guy. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Yeah. And so you can see that Steve Mnuchin's TikTok or his granddaughter is doing. I don't want to see. I don't like that. I don't like when individuals control the channel that hundreds of millions of us use every day, even if I'm not one of them on that particular channel.
So you want the government to control it?
I don't want anybody to control. I'd rather have, like I said, companies with stockholders and advisory boards where it's not just a small handful of people.
Yeah,
that are controlling all this stuff. It's getting kind of scary when that happens.
Well, it hasn't happened yet, so
it's going to happen. If this bill gets signed into the Senate,
I just don't see that. I don't see these private companies winning this. I don't think that's going to happen. So there you go. That's my prediction. A private entity is not going to win.
So you don't think a private entity will end up buying TikTok?
I don't think a private entity will win the bid for TikTok. If it goes on, public sale, no, I don't think they'll win.
Here's where I'm a hypocrite. I don't know if I'm a hypocrite.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, so go ahead.
Can I explain it first before you agree with me? I am the hugest sports fan. I love my franchise. I love the NFL.
All owned by private people.
Well, not all of them. But guess what?
What?
Not everybody is using or a social network that is owned by a football team or an individual who owns a football team. Football is different. Sports is different. These channels are really more important than sports, even though I hate to admit it. These are the things that people rely on daily for information or for communication or for business.
I mean, I blame the public for that. So, I mean, if you're stupid enough to believe everything you see on TikTok, whatever.
But people are. I mean,
I know, but they're stupid.
Well, they're not. Look, there are people, and this technology is getting so good that it's hard to.
Just get ready.
That's what I'm saying.
Just get ready.
So you're gonna have all of that in the hands of just a small few people. That ain't good. That ain't good for the rest of us. It's scary for the rest of us.
Okay.
because that stuff shapes opinions, like you were just saying.
I mean, I remember when we had 3 network television stations. It was the same shit. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, all right. So I remember that too, and you're right. The choices are very few. Now we have, but look, if we have a lot of choices, but those lots of choices are still controlled by very few, and TV is one thing, digital is interactive.
There's so much out here, though, bro. I mean, there's so much out here.
And yet, and still, if we
watch.
looked, you know what the bell curve, or that, you know, maybe the top 5% controls about 85% of the attention. I mean, that's just because although there's a lot of choices, our brains can't deal with that, so we just gravitate towards what we know anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm scared.
I'm not scared.
I'm scared to a certain extent.
I'm not scared. I told you it ain't gonna happen. Quit worrying about it.
So I'm supposed to be good with that.
And yeah, bro, have I ever led you wrong?
And we're going to end this show right now because I feel a thunderstorm.
I have never led you wrong.
Let's see what SB says here. I say we get a couple of us together and start our own social media platform. John could use AI to develop it, and Brent could be the mouthpiece.
Ugh.
Wow. And the rest of us investors won't be bought by politicians, but perhaps for $1 billion, we'll see and start a new one.
We'll sell and
start. Oh, we'll sell. We'll sell and start a new one. Yeah. Yeah, that ain't gonna work.
No, that's not gonna work. I'm too busy. I'm too busy.
Am I the only one slightly concerned about the direction things are going in?
Why are you calling it a direction? Just because Steve Mnuchin jumps up and says, "Hey, I want to buy it too." Why is that all of a sudden something that's going to happen? All of a sudden, it's just not going to happen.
Oh, it's going to happen.
No,
if that bill passes, it's going to happen with the quick.
He's not getting it. I'm telling you.
It doesn't have to be necessarily him, but it could be another billionaire kind of person. Okay, I'm just saying, maybe. When there's an individual who can control, I mean, why wouldn't a billionaire? Well, you know, it depends on what the billionaire is in for. If they're in for it for pure money, maybe not. But if they're in for it for the knowledge and insight and the ability to
control,
shape things, control things, move things, that's a big aphrodisiac. Control. Janet Jackson knows all about that. Did she marry a billionaire?
She did.
Yeah, well, maybe. Yeah, and didn't they get divorced or something?
Yeah, they sure did.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Maybe I'm just speculating a little bit too much here.
You think?
But the properties
is that abnormal? Next clip.
These properties are reaching clip? So many people.
You got another clip?
I just hate for it to be in the hands of so few people. That's my thing. I'm sorry.
Scary chicken. Yeah, what is it? What's the guy?
I don't like
falling.
I don't like small groups of people being able to monopolize everything. I don't like that.
Do you have another clip?
No, I don't have another clip.
Oh, darn, man. I thought you had 3 clips. You need 3 clips to make a whole hour.
I really don't, but
you need 3 clips. 3 clips to make an hour, bro.
You're
gonna bring clips back. You need to have at least 3 of them.
That was enough clips for this particular show. Now, I'm just, another thing, one last thing.
One last thing. What?
I watch a lot of ESPN and stuff like that.
That's all you watch. That's all you talk about is sports.
Well, I mean, rightfully so. I mean, that's really important stuff. Okay. But it's the athletes are the ones that are, so we got the billionaires owning all the networks, and we see these athletes like Shannon Sharp, like Ryan Clark. I don't know if you're familiar with Ryan Clark or not. He's another one, like JJ Redick, who are the ones who are able, and they're kind of getting on my nerves with this, but who are creating their own platforms, and they're using they're being professional athletes, not just the money that they get, but the platform that things like the NFL and the ESPN has given them, and they're creating these they're like, maybe you used to call it media moguls, and we were thinking of like Tyler Perry and now it's these guys. I mean, think about the new media moguls. It ain't necessarily Tyler Perry. It's Shannon Sharp. It's there's Cousin Gar. Cousin Gar is in the building. All right. He caught us for the last 8 minutes. So we have Ryan Clark, Shannon Sharp, JJ Redick, Gilbert Arenas. Do you pay attention to any? Do you know these names at all?
Nope.
They are dominating YouTube right now.
Not
Absolutely dominating. Look
Not
at how
mine.
because look, Shannon Sharp has not only does he have Club Shay Shay, he has that nightcap thing with another former athlete. What's his name? Ocho Cinco, Chad Johnson. Gilbert Arenas. He was pretty good. He was a pretty good NBA player, but he has built a platform of I don't think he's probably over 1 million of folks, but they're on and then they're working together. So you see them on each other's show. Stephen A. Smith is another guy. You know who he is, right? Okay. I see. These are the folks you really should be looking at and how they're operating.
Why would I care?
Because
they talk about sports. That's boring to me.
No, they are. If that's how they got their foot in the door, but their platforms and what they do with each of these shows is completely separate from.
They have
what happened on the game.
I mean, I get it. Shannon Sharp did this thing with, but I mean, their platform is no bigger than a lot of these people that have already been out here doing what they're doing. They ain't starting something new.
Yeah, they are starting something new. Yeah.
Okay, Brent. All right, Brent.
No, I'm just saying.
I'll let you be in your own little world.
You know why it's
you have a very small bubble.
You know why it's something new?
Pierces your bubble. It's like, oh my God,
no,
this is so new.
It's not me. It's not me saying this, dude. These guys are making $65 million deals a year with ESPN because they have their own platform.
I get it. I get it.
But they're using that ESPN money. They're using that ESPN money to do all sorts of things and to fund other people who are talking about stuff that has nothing to do with sports.
Yeah, but it's just the Joe Rogans of the world been doing this for a long time, bro. I mean, I'm glad the sports guys are.
Those guys are so
podcast.
All right. So Joe Rogan.
Okay.
No, I hate when you try to discredit just because I bring something up. I bring some up. Oh, it ain't new. No, it's been done before. This stuff, just look at. Don't take my word for it. Just do some Google search or some ChatGPT thing.
All right,
you'll see what I'm talking about.
Check out Joe Rogan.
I've already look. Listen, we can go to Howard Stern. We can go to Howard Stern, who was there before Joe Rogan with that huge deal with satellite radio.
All right, I'm not good. Yeah, fine, you're good.
No, I bring something up. You bring something up. They're not necessarily the same things. They're not the same things. I'm just telling
you. There's people out here that have been like, look up Joe Budden. He's an old
Joe
rapper.
Budden he's another good example of what he's done.
1.7 million followers.
He's kind of in that same boat, but he's just not a former football or basketball star.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. You're just making this about these football and basketball people.
He's another good one. You can go to Vlad TV, but I'm just saying this is a whole new group of folks
that are in sports, and suddenly it matters.
Because they're getting deals that even Vlad TV folks are getting because they have a link to those traditional links to ESPN and Fox Network, Sports Network.
What makes it so new?
That combination that these traditional outlets are actually caving to these upstarts who are able to get millions of subscribers on YouTube, something that those guys could never get on their own. So they're building their whole shows by integrating these guys in and not just saying, hey, you got to do what we do. They're saying, no, you got to do what we want to do. Ryan Clark, look up Ryan Clark and look up how he negotiated. He didn't even have a manager or an agent. He negotiated his new contract with ESPN without any help because he learned how. All right, I'm done.
I don't get it. I mean, I get.
Look up Ryan Clark. Look up Ryan Clark, and then let me know what you think.
Here's what you're saying. You're saying, look at these great guys. They keep getting more money from
they were great.
ESPN, and that makes them great.
Didn't say
And
that.
I'm like,
That's not
well,
what I
I'm just-
said.
but that's what you're saying. He just negotiated his new contract with ESPN. So they're still on the plantation.
No, they're
What's so
not.
great about that?
All right. So they're doing their contract with ESPN.
And then they're going back to the
I'm just
plantation and
I'm
getting
just
more
going.
money.
I'm just gonna now see. This is the thing. They didn't even. He walked away from his initial negotiations with ESPN because he has something called the Pivot Podcast, which is something that he did with two other NFL guys that has their own platform. I think he got their own sponsors, and because he had
but
that,
give me what's unique.
because he had
What's
that,
so unique here?
because
You're
he had.
telling me that the unique part is because they've gone back and ESPN is giving them more money.
Nope, not just the money.
Okay, what?
They can say, this is how we want to work. This is how I want to work with you guys.
But I mean, all
right.
At YouTube.
It's been great. It's been a great
YouTube.
show. It's almost 6 o'clock. I'm not going to go back and forth. Just look
Why
up Ryan
not?
Clark. Just look up a guy that you
should
never
go
heard of
back and
before.
forth.
You just haven't heard of him. Just look him up. That's all I'm saying. Look him up. I've
I'll
already
look
heard of.
him up.
I know Joe Rogan. I can't stand the guy.
You don't
I know
Mr. Beast.
I did know Mr. Beast. Come on, man. I just don't talk about those folks because, like you said,
Well, that's
I'm
what
more
saying.
interested in the
These people
sports
are
stuff.
Right. That's my whole point.
It's not that I don't know those folks. I just don't find
it's
that
just
interesting.
you find this interesting because it's in sports.
That's right, but it's not like I didn't know about those folks.
Okay, but
Joe
there's
Rogan.
nothing
I remember.
new other
I
than
remember.
that they're in
I
sports.
remember Joe Rogan when he was on that show, TV, that quiz, broad TV, whatever. They said he was a comedian. I never thought he was funny, but I know Joe Budden. Of course, I know those guys.
That's what
Absolutely.
I'm saying.
But do you know?
Doing
But what I'm saying is, do you know Ryan Clark and what he's doing? And you know when you say no, but he's not doing anything different. You don't know.
Yes,
check him out.
But if you could
Check him
tell me
out.
something different, I'd be interested.
SB, I don't know why we're not getting paid. That's a good. That's the best thing that I've heard all day.
Why aren't the Rams paying your ass?
Because I love the Rams.
Oh my god.
I love the Rams.
See, you should have the Rams sponsoring this show.
Oh, that would be a dream come true, man.
So there you go.
Me? You can't get me on that.
Yeah, get ESP. You should call ESPN, tell them we got this show, right? And then boom, they'll just put money on it.
Cousin Gar, you're right. Thank you for the comment. Tell your cousin to get a better webcam, please. Please.
Oh man, that leave cousin alone, man.
No, he's cousin Gar is on my side.
I just saw your boy. I was just in Las Vegas. I just saw Charles. Me and Chuck, your other cousin.
All right. Anyway, are you around next week?
Yes. I'm done. This was my big week. I'm done.
What happened this week?
I told you I did Vegas, San Diego, and then I just did a whole thing with Verizon this morning.
How did that? What was that? Was some kind of video shoot or something?
Yes, yeah. I'm doing a new training course on AI for their small business platform.
Oh, that's nice.
So we recorded it.
That is cool.
It's coming out shortly. And they made me buy this shirt.
Why'd they make you buy that shirt?
They didn't like the other shirt I had on. So they keep saying, hey, you need to have some color when you come. No black, no blue, no, solid color kind of. No black, no blue, no gray.
No Roger, no rerun, no rent.
I'm like, what are you going to do? That's all I got.
So they made you go out and buy one?
Yeah, literally. And you know where my warehouse is, right? So we're shooting out right. There's nothing out there. I'm like, there's a Sam's Club. So we go into Sam's Club, and that's where I found this shirt. So,
well, let me give you a favor. Did you keep the receipt? I have an idea what you can do after this show.
Dude, everybody tells me the color looks good on me, so I'm keeping it.
Does wireless paperless billing get you paid faster?
Yes, paperless billing. Of course it does. Of course it does. So there you go.
All right. Yeah, SB is asking, are you starting any more AI classes?
Yes, absolutely. I'm in talks right now for a nice 2-day live summit coming up soon. So stay tuned.
Is it going to be on Twitter? Is Elon going to be there?
It's
Are you going to interview Elon on stage?
Why? Oh my God.
Maybe Don. You should get Don Lemon. He's
I
in
should
town,
get
ain't
Don
he?
Lemon.
Get Don Lemon to come.
Let's get Don Lemon to sit down with us
That's
and let
right.
me cross-examine him
Yeah.
like he does other people.
Yeah, maybe you can find out, if it was worth it.
Oh my goodness, man. I bet you're going to be watching on Monday for at least
I'm
at least for the
I'll
highlights.
catch the highlights. I ain't gonna be sitting there watching.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I bet you are interested. Aren't you interested in the highlights now?
I want to see how bad the train wreck really is. All right, I admit. I want to see it.
Right. See, so there is no real loser here.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, really? Really?
Well, okay, it depends on your definition of losing, I guess,
Well, we have to just see. Let's wait till it comes out.
All right, so next week we will be able to talk about it, right?
I think we'll be able to talk about it.
So we're going to be 2 weeks in a row with Don Lemon. So he is a winner, apparently.
Yeah.
We're talking about this clown.
Yeah, because we definitely have to do a recap of, the interview.
The interview. Interview. All right.
All right. Here we
All
go.
right, folks. We'll see you next week, apparently. So get ready. Your homework for this week is to watch the Don Lemon interview with Elon Musk.
That's the homework.
That's their homework.
We're growing his audience.
And then we'll all be able to talk about it and have honest opinions about it and see how it went.
Boom.
And with that on mind, we are out.
Later, guys. Deuces.